Every city and town that you've ever lived in have things that you love and things that you hate about it. The city of Titusville is no different, and in this video, we're going to go over the pros and cons of living in Titusville. So stick around. My name is Eric Larkin, and I'm a real estate agent here on the Space Coast. When I'm not making videos like this one, I'm helping people buy and sell real estate. So if you have plans of making a move, let me know how I can help. Let's start out with the pros of Titusville. This city is very accessible. What I mean by that is the roadways that they have make it very easy to get around the city of Titusville. On the east side of town, you have US 1 going up the coast by the Indian River. On the west side of town, you have I-95 that's connecting you north and south. Plus, the thoroughfares going east to west are fantastic too, from Cheney Highway to South Street, Harrison Street, Knox-McRae. It's very easy to get around the city of Titusville. And if you're concerned about traffic, even though Titusville is one of the biggest cities here in Brevard County, I never feel like I'm stuck in traffic or rush hour traffic compared to what I'm used to seeing in the city of Melbourne or the city of Palm Bay, for example. The commercial properties in Titusville seem to be doing well. If you drive through downtown Titusville, there's new businesses that are coming in, which is always a good sign. The existing businesses seem to be thriving. If you go to the other commercial areas, Cheney Highway, where it meets I-95, you've got the Target, the Lowe's, the Home Depot, the Walmart, all these. When I go in there, they all seem to be busy. Same with the new Publix that opened up on Cheney Highway. You have the Titus Landing Outdoor Mall with the Epic Theaters. The Epic Theaters is probably my favorite place to go see a movie, so if you haven't been there yet, definitely check that out. City of Titusville and the surrounding areas have some amazing parks. You have the Enchanted Forest, which is a great place to go hiking and discover natural Florida. There is Fox Lake Park that has the playgrounds and volleyball. They also have the pavilion, so if you have some type of gathering that you want to do in a park that's near a lake, that's a great place to go. There's also boat ramp and places to go fishing from the shoreline too. All up US 1, there are some great parks that have pavilions, they have playgrounds, they have restrooms, they got a place to go fishing from the shoreline. Crossing the bridge over the river, you have the Merritt Island Wildlife Refuge. This is a fantastic place to go to see the migratory birds come through when it's that season, a place to see other Florida wildlife. This is an awesome place to go fishing from the shoreline. And of course, if you like kayaking, I would explore the Haulover Canal area too. A pro to living in Titusville is if you happen to be working at the Kennedy Space Center, it is right across the river. If you're working in East Orlando, it is a short drive from Titusville to East Orlando. This way you're closer to the river and the beaches versus living in the city of Orlando. And living in Titusville, you have a huge selection of places to call home. You have single-family homes, condos, townhomes, half duplexes, some manufactured homes. Single-family homes range from the affordable, from just under $200,000 to the luxury of $1 million plus. And these are dry lots. They're on golf courses, and you could even have homes that are on the intercoastal. Same thing with condominiums. There's a wide variety of prices for condominiums in the Titusville area, from under $100,000 to over $1 million bucks. There's new construction that's on the intercoastal, so Titusville has some fantastic living options for you to consider. What do you think of the video so far? Give me a thumbs up if you like what you're hearing, and if you haven't done so already, smash that subscribe button. Let's talk some of the cons of living in Titusville. In my opinion, there's only a couple. First, there's the crime. There's been some headlines in Titusville over the last year or so that kind of give them a bad rap. There's been some shootings. There's been a couple drug busts. But if you're asking me if Titusville is a safe place to live, I've mentioned before that it's definitely a personal opinion, and you should drive through the area to see if you feel comfortable. I would recommend you giving Titusville Police a call just to see if the area you're considering, how safe it is. And there's plenty of resources online that you can go and discover how these third-party sites rate the areas. CrimeGrade.org gives Titusville a B+ on their site, with violent crimes getting a C. BestPlaces.net gives Titusville a crime rating that is higher than the U.S. average, and Neighborhood Scout says Titusville is safer than 13% of the rest of the country. And I have family that live in Titusville. I have friends that live in Titusville, and they haven't mentioned any concerns about where they're living at. I know when I go to visit them, I feel comfortable walking the streets in that area. I show property quite often in Titusville, and I've always felt safe in the neighborhoods I've shown properties in. It's a personal preference on your comfort level on whether or not you feel safe in any community, so do your research. I love going to the beach, and the closest option to a beach in Titusville is actually Linda Beach. The con to that is one, you've got to pay to go to the beach, which I personally am not a fan of doing. And two, it is a little bit of a drive to get to the beach to Linda. And then you have the rustic beach scene there, which is beautiful, but I kind of like to have some conveniences nearby when I do go to the beach, and that's not an option when you go visit Linda Beach. If you wish to go to the other beaches in Brevard County, Cape Canaveral would be your closest beach. It is a little bit of a haul to get there from Titusville, but I think it's worth it. A con to living in Titusville is actually the location compared to the rest of the county. Brevard County is 76 miles long. Titusville is at the north end of the county. So if you're living in Titusville and you're working at the Space Center, it's right there. That's pretty convenient. But if you're going to be working south of Cocoa, Florida, then you're going to have a time commitment in regards to going to and from work. I've already mentioned the beach from Titusville is a little bit of a haul to get to Cape Canaveral. Same could be said if you're going to Cocoa Beach, if you're going to Rockledge, Vieira, Melbourne, it's going to be a time commitment to drive. And if you have to go to Palm Bay for a reason, then you definitely have a haul to get there. Pro on this is it's very easy to get to East Orlando. Like if you're flying out of the Orlando Airport, MCO, then it's a straight shot, the 407 to 528, and you're right there for your flight to get out of town. So what do you think? Do the pros outweigh the cons of living in Titusville? Do you have any questions about Titusville or an upcoming move to the Space Coast? If so, I'd love to hear from you. You can call me, you can text me, you can comment below. If you're on any of these social media sites, you can find me there and send me a direct message. However you like to communicate, I am great with. My name's Eric Larkin with Real Brokers. I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll see ya on the next show.